Hi Gemini, welcome to Maddie Tarot. I'm Maddie, and today we're going to be doing a collective reading for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements for the month of October 1st through 10th. Okay, so this is a general reading, so that means it will not resonate for everybody from front to back. So take what resonates and leave the rest. You might need to swap roles. I could be talking about you, your person, another individual. No matter what I may be saying, I am just reading energies. So, swap roles as needed. I've already meditated on the collective conscious of Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. And I have cleansed the decks, cleansed the space, pre-shuffled. And yeah, so be sure to check your other placements because your messages could be there. Okay? All right, so Gemini. What does Gemini need to know? What does Gemini need to know? Let's see, Gemini. Messages for Gemini. What does Gemini need to know? All right, we're going to start off with you. Let's see, you. So like your aura, kind of what you're about right now, kind of like your theme. Let's see, Gemini. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Gemini, Ace of Pentacles. Okay. And your energy, that is the cause of this. What energy is feeding this within you at this time? What energy is feeding this within you? You got the Queen of Swords, okay? And the person on Gemini's mind, Ten of Swords. And what energy is feeding that? What energy is feeding that? The Hierophant. 3 cards for past energies. 3 cards for past energies that have led to this. The Moon. The Queen of Cups. And the Page of Swords, Knave of Swords. All right. Gemini's intuition. Intuition says 7 of Swords. And Gemini's challenge. Justice and advice. Gemini's advice. The Fool, okay? Your person, what is your person thinking? Your person's thinking. King of Wands, feeling. What is your person feeling? 2 of Pentacles, and their next move. What is their next move? The Emperor, all right. What's your bias? Gemini's bias. The Magician. Caution. What should Gemini be cautioned about? Seven of Pentacles. And focus. Gemini's focus. Knight of Swords. 2 guidance messages. Queen of Pentacles. And the Hanged Man. What you don't see coming. 5 of Wands. Alrighty. So, Gemini. Let's see. Okay. Gemini, I get here, for those of you that are not in a connection, I feel like you're thinking of a past person. For those of you that are in a connection, you might be feeling like a burden at this time. You're wanting newness. You're wanting something new. You're trying to manifest something at this time. This could be money. This could be this person's love, or it could be forgiveness. However, you are trying to manifest something. You are very intently thinking about this. Yeah, it has to do with love. However, for those of you not in a connection, you're trying to manifest this person's love or forgiveness. For those of you who are in a connection still, you might be trying to manifest this person's forgiveness, or you feel like a burden due to your emotions that have maybe been really rocking the boat at this time. So the energy surrounding this is the Queen of Swords. The energy is like life hitting you, brutal honesty hitting you. It's kind of like you feel like you're being smacked around a bit, possibly. The clarified by the Two of Swords, you feel like you're stuck. You feel like you're at a stalemate. Maybe you're feeling really indecisive, but this is due to the rocky boat of emotions, the rockiness of the emotions at this time. Your person is feeling rather exhausted, almost defeated in ways. Your person, if you're in a connection, might be being a little passive aggressive towards you, and this is in regard to the commitment. So if you're in a connection, it's like the commitment it's there, but it's hurting. And if you're not in a connection, this person feels like you really hurt them, and that's why they left. And they are maybe even regretful, which is unfortunate. Yeah. So look, the Hierophant again, the Hierophant and the Eight of Swords. So the Ten of Swords clarified by the Hierophant, and the Hierophant clarified by the Eight of Swords. So you're trying to manifest something. Maybe it's a new beginning with this person. Maybe it is forgiveness. It's surrounding love and the balance of head and heart energy, really regulating the emotions. So this has to do with your volatile emotions at this time. And the energy that is playing into this is the Queen of Swords, which is honesty, and kind of that's why I'm saying life might be smacking you in the face and you feel really stuck, Two of Swords, in regard to this. And if this person is somebody that you are still in a connection with, they're feeling the weight of this at this time. This is defeat, and it's due to this commitment. That's not to say they don't love you. That's not to say they're not there for you, but it's weighing heavy on them at this time. And again, this is due to the commitment. That's the energy surrounding this. They feel stuck themselves. They feel like in a mental prison. Maybe they go around in circles and kind of are stuck in a way of thinking, or maybe they are really thinking heavily about this connection at this time. That's really unfortunate. I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you guys can work whatever it is out. But the past energy that's led to this is the Moon, the Queen of Cups, and the Page of Swords. So the past energy that's led to this is there has not been enough talk around the healing aspects of the connection. So there might be insecurities at play or illusions at play, and maybe you guys don't communicate heavily enough in order to have that nurturing and that healing. Or maybe your communication has turned to sharp-tongued outbursts, sarcasm, passive aggression. There's a lot at play here that is not coming to the surface. There's a lot beneath the surface, and it is boiling over at times. This is the past energy that has led up to this point. So the healing work and the repair work that is done after the rupture is not being done to completion, or how do you say? I don't want to say to satisfaction. It's not being done enough, okay? And this is clarified by Four of Cups. Yeah, this has caused a lot of discontentment and apathy within the connection. The Ten of Wands. It almost feels like burnout at times. It feels like maybe a burden, like you're carrying I feel like that's your person, feels like they're carrying a lot of weight, which is exhausting to you too, obviously. I mean, and the Nine of Cups. Okay, so the Moon. The illusions here and the insecurities are causing a lot of apathy and discontentment within this connection. There's a healing that is needed, Queen of Cups. However, it almost feels like it's so much that is piled on and the repair work hasn't been done to completion or enough after each rupture, that this almost feels like a burden. It feels like it's too much weight to carry. Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands signifies an ending. So maybe this cycle is coming to an ending. However, the Page of Swords, this is surrounding communication. All of it really is not being communicated. This is wishes coming true, and the Nine of Cups is like a very like proud energy of like wishes coming true for the self, and it's very self-centered type energy, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I feel like the communication has not been been sufficient in the realm of discussing each other's needs and expectations and wants and desires, and that has largely played into the apathy that is felt here. Now, if you guys are still in a connection, it might feel pretty dead in the water at this time. That doesn't mean you can't revive it. That does happen in connections. It's about both people coming forward and speaking and communicating about needs, unmet needs, the fears that have been holding them back, the grievances, being able to take the criticism and constructive feedback, criticism without blaming each other, without pointing fingers, without getting defensive. It takes more than one conversation to do this, but that is very much needed here. If you're not in a connection, like I said, this person left, or maybe it just fizzled out, but it was due to these things. There's that, needs weren't being met and somebody felt very fed up in the past. Your intuition is telling you that you're lying to yourself. That's what I'm getting here. Your intuition is telling you that you're lying to yourself about something. I'm not sure what it is, but you do feel that. Clarify the Seven of Swords. Clarified by the Queen of Cups. Yeah. Your intuition is telling you that you're lying to yourself about being healed, about how much you may be giving, about if you're really showing up healing, loving, nurturing at all times for your person. Your intuition, for yourself even, your intuition is telling you there's something needed there. Your challenge is justice. Your challenge is I feel like maybe some karma is hitting you at this time. Maybe you're feeling consequences for some actions you took, and maybe you're feeling the imbalance for those of you that are in a connection, and that is coming and manifesting in this person's passive aggression, or maybe their disconnection from you at this time. Your challenge is to bring the scales back into balance and bring justice to the situation. Your challenge is to be fair with yourself and honest with yourself and with your person. Clarified by the High Priestess. Your intuition is talking to you at this time. You have the answers. Your advice is new beginning, is end the cycle, start a new beginning, take that leap of faith, do what you need to do, buckle down, get the job done. This is clarified by the Four of Swords. You may need to rest before you can do this. You may need to gather your thoughts, gather your mind. You might feel very stuck at this time, but in order to bring justice to the situation, which is your challenge, Gemini, you need to listen to your intuition. How do you know if you're talking to your intuition or your fears? Your intuition speaks first from a place of positivity and speaks second from a place of negativity. So if you are in a cycle or in a mind state where you're really talking down on yourself, or you're worried, or you're anxious, your intuition is not the one talking at first. Those are your worries. That's your ego. Those are your fears. your intuition would speak second when you're more clear-minded and in a positive state of mind. If you're in a fight, your intuition's not talking, it's your ego. Your intuition is talking first from a positive state of mind and second from a negative state of mind. Your ego speaks second from a positive state of mind and first from a negative state of mind. Okay, so that's the way you know if it's your intuition talking to you or not. And your advice is to take this leap of faith, have faith in yourself, trust, let go, wipe the slate clean, let go of the old programming, let go of the old story. You may need to rest to do this. Go inward, rest, clear your mind, and you know, move forward from there. Gemini, your person at this time, what they're thinking about the big picture. And like if you're in a commitment with them, they're thinking about how is this going to affect me down the road? Like what are we doing? How is the like what's our long-term goals? That may be a conversation that they're wanting to have. I don't see them really stepping forward and having it because they are they largely don't talk about their feelings as much as they should. But this person is thinking about making a bold decision, hopefully not too crazy and bold. And it has to do with the balance and the juggling act they're feeling. So clarify the King of Wands for me, Knight of Pentacles. Okay, clarify the Two of Pentacles for me, the Hermit, and clarify the Emperor for me. The Six of Pentacles. Yeah, so okay, so this person's thinking about making a bold, brash decision, and that's has to do with the larger picture here. And this is in regard to their commitment and stability and moving toward, again, I feel like this is money related, and it sucks that finances might be affecting you guys at this time and causing a strain on the relationship. What they're thinking is about the balance here and how it is kind of off balance, and they're really spending a lot of time with themselves. They're looking at themselves, going inward, and spending a lot of time alone. So this person you may feel very disconnected from this person at this time, and what they're doing is largely suppressing a lot of these feelings and just getting the job done. They come off as stable and secure, which is great. However, this person is not speaking their mind fully, and they are thinking about if how the give and take in this current situation is not equal. They're feeling taken advantage of, and what they're doing about it is they're giving more than taking, and not talking about it. Now, for those of you that are not in a connection, this person may be thinking about themselves. They're going inward, and they are not talking to you. They're giving you the cold shoulder. They don't feel like the relationship is fair. They felt defeated, and they've walked away. So, um, your bias is the Magician. So your bias is the fact that you may look at all these things that are happening to you, and you may in a way be in a victim mindset. You may think, woe is me, all these things are happening, like why is this happening to me, instead of taking responsibility for everything that has happened up to this point. We are all responsible for what has happened in our lives, and you may be a victim of your circumstances, but you are ultimately a product of your a product of your choices. So you may not have dug the hole that you're in, but you choose to lay in the hole or get out of it. And whether or not it is not your fault, it is still your responsibility. So the bias you have here is the Magician, is that you're the creator, and I don't feel like you've taken full um, you haven't taken your power back fully. Okay, and the clarify the Magician for me. Clarified by the Two of Pentacles. You can create this balance. You may think there's balance here. Earlier, your person they were thinking about the Two of Pentacles, and your bias is the Two of Pentacles. So look, you may think you give enough to this connection, and what I think you're not seeing, Gemini, is that you're largely disconnected because you're in your head too much. Okay, what you need to be caution about, Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is work and labor and effort. It's putting effort towards something and seeing the fruits of your labor. I think you need to be cautioned. What you need to be cautioned about is the amount of labor, effort, or work you're putting into this, and really take an honest look at that. That's the main message I'm getting here. Yeah, Six of Swords. So really taking a look at what you're giving, and is it equal? Are you doing your best? Are you extending compassion? Are you extending your empathy, your understanding? Are you tailoring your anger? Are you tailoring your responses? Are you reacting or responding? Are you keeping that loving connection going with your partner, or are you chipping away at it with remarks? And so this is a lesson, and this is a need for transition and moving on from that energy, moving forward. Okay, that is, you need to be cautious about moving forward with without changing the way you showing up to this connection. Okay, and your focus right now is the Knight of Swords. Your focus right now is an apology. Honestly, so Knight of Swords talks about opinionated, direct communication. Your focus right now needs to be on how you're communicating. Watch out being really opinionated and really like critical. Constructive feedback is good, constructive criticism, but watch out for the rude criticism. Have tact. Have, don't be brutally honest. Just have respect for your partner. Would you like the way would you like to be talked to the way you're talking to your partner? Ask yourself that. Knight of Swords here is something you need to focus on, is directing this communication in the proper way through the proper channels. And I'm really getting the message of an apology here. You might have been acting a whole fool recently. Clarify the Knight of Swords for me. Clarify the Knight of Swords. Let's see. Clarified by the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, so this is skills, this is mastery, this is education. So it's like you need to learn how to tailor that part of you, how to hold your tongue. You need to learn how to reconstruct your complaints into bids for connection. So instead of saying like, you always do that, just be like, you turn it into a gratitude and unmet need. So you say, it's like, you always do this at night and it's really loud and annoying. And instead of saying that, you say, I really appreciate my wind down time. So gratitude. And it's hard for me to do that when there's a lot of disruptions or noise going on. So I would really appreciate it if you could XYZ. Gratitude, and then unmet need. And you're opening up a dialogue for this person to then respond to you. You're less likely to get a reaction defensively because you're not pointing your finger, you're using I statements, you're saying something factually that's happening, like they're doing, and you're not criticizing them. Does that make sense? So there's a way to reword these things, and it takes practice to learn. It takes practice to learn these things. Two guidance messages are the Queen of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. The guidance messages here for me for Gemini, and what I'm getting is, take a look, excuse me, take a look at the connection practically and see how much you've been receiving, how much this person actually does give you. Take a list, make a list. how much this person brings to your life, how much value, not just material things. What do they provide for you? Okay. Oh, and then that's clarified by the Seven of Cups. Okay, Queen of Pentacles clarified by the Seven of Cups. Take a practical look at the love and the stability and what you receive from this person, and you have choices. Weigh your choices from there. Of like, I'm feeling like it's like, take a deep look at the choices you've been making, and understand you have a choice at every moment to bring a new energy here. The Hanged Man is taking a new perspective. It's also feeling a little stuck and needing release. So I'm thinking your guidance is you need to release yourself from this emotional baggage. You need to release yourself from this state of mind and where you stand in this connection. You're feeling very stuck, and you need to take on a new perspective and see your person's side. I feel like you've been largely ignoring that. And that's unfortunate. You know, this person is feeling the heat and the burnout from that. Okay, this is clarified. Yeah. So you need to take a look at how your sadness and your trauma and these things that are weighing you down have really affected and kept you stuck and kept you from seeing other perspectives. Okay, what you don't see coming is the Five of Wands and the Moon. If you continue down this path, Gemini, you're going to cause more disruptions and arguments and conflicts due to insecurities and things that are illusions and certain cyclical thought processes in your mind that are keeping you stuck. You're going to continue fighting about this in the future if you don't change this energy. For those of you that are not in a connection, you need to take a look at these things in order to make sure that these problems don't pop up again when you do start seeing somebody again, okay? So let's get some inner guidance messages for Gemini. Inner guidance messages for Gemini. Alrighty. We got gratitude, healing, you're on track, flowing, release guilt, and belong. Okay. So that's one big one. Gratitude. Finding, I was just talking about this, being grateful. It's always better. You can't pull out of a negative bank account. You can't be upset and talking about all the things you don't like and always thinking about the things you don't like and the things that are worrying you. If you want good things to happen, you can't manifest without gratitude. In order to, and you really want this balance, right? Your bias is that you're not creating the imbalances. I mean, you are, because unless you start tackling these insecurities and being and learning how to be grateful for what you do already have, looking for the silver lining, looking for what can I be happy about, that's when good things start happening. You've got a lot of guilt that you hold, guilt and shame. Release that guilt. You are not your pain. You can't carry your pain around. It's like, oh gosh, this helped me so much when I thought about pain. Guilt and shame and pain and all these things. It's like you take a backpack and you're filling it with bricks, and it's like you're not picking up the bricks. These, like, usually guilt and shame and pain and all that, it's like things that have happened to you. It's like somebody else took these bricks and dumped them on you, and then you picked them up and put them in a backpack and you're carrying them around. Why are you doing that? Put that down. Put that down. You can put it down. Just take it. Some people don't know. Isn't that crazy? People don't know they get, well, I'm not saying you're crazy, but do you know you can put your pain down? People don't know you can put your pain down. You don't have to carry that around. You don't have to identify that with that. You can let it go. Stop romanticizing your pain. Stop romanticizing this idea of like, I'm a hurt individual, I'm broken, I'm sad, I'm this, that, and the other. No, stop it. Healing is so needed for you right now. Okay, healing. Really going inward, going with the flow, flowing. You are right where you belong. You are on track. Okay. With the flowing, I wanted to say one more thing with flowing. Flowing. Imagine you're in a river, right? We're going through this river, and there's a big rock, and there's all this debris in the river, and you're scared, so you cling onto the rock. And you're clinging onto the rock because you're terrified, and all this debris is coming by and it's just pummeling you and just beating the crap out of you. Holding onto that rock is like holding on to things in life, holding on to ways of thinking, holding on to our pain, holding on to our a person, holding on to a situation, holding on to a certain mindset. You're not flowing. You're gripping in and holding onto the rock, and things are coming by and just beating the crap out of you, and you're not in a state of flow. And so what we need to do is let go and have faith and be grateful. And when we let go, we go with the flow, and then suddenly the debris, you're flowing with it. It's not smacking into you. It may hit you sometimes, but it's so painful to hold on. We're not supposed to hold on. We have to keep going with the flow, okay? You are on track. You can let go. You can let go. Drop your pain, drop that rock, release this guilt. Start meditating, thinking about what you can do, be grateful for, okay? And start flowing, because you're on track, okay? Toward your healing, okay? So that's all I have for you today, Gemini. I really hope it helped. Thank you.
We